People say don't hitchhike. Well, good thing I was hitchhiking. That woman was in danger. So I ran up behind him with a hatchet. Smash, smash, smash.
Former internet star Kai the Hitchhiker faces up to life in prison after being found guilty of first-degree murder.
Hello, welcome to my channel. Let's get right into today's video. So if that guy singing in the opening looks a little familiar, it's because he was a viral sensation in 2013. So this guy's name is Kai. He's homeless and he hitchhikes around the country. And on February 2nd of 2013, he happened to hitch a ride with a very unstable person named Jet McBride. At some point during their ride, McBride started saying that he was Jesus and he could do whatever he want, all this crazy stuff, before he purposely drove his car into a highway worker and ran him over. He then proceeded to get out of the car and injure some of the passing motorists who'd come to help the highway worker. That is when our hero, Kai,
Behind him with a hatchet. Smash, smash, smash.
knocked the guy out until the police got there. A local news crew showed up on the scene and they interviewed Kai.
I'm one of the heroes.
Yeah. Can we talk to you? Do you mind?
What do you want to talk about?
What happened today?
Well, went straight out of Dogtown, skateboarding, surfing it up. Before I say anything else, I want to say no matter what you've done, you deserve respect. Even if you make mistakes, you're lovable. And it doesn't matter your look, skills, or age, or size, or anything, you're worthwhile. No one could ever take that away from you. Now, this stuff right here, I was driving and I was in the passenger side of this f***er's car, and he comes over on there. He was over by the recycling center. He says, oh, when I was in the Virgin Islands, 30 years old on a business trip, I this 14-year-old. I was like, you what? He's like, I raped this 14-year-old, starts crying, gives me a big hug. He's like 300-pound guy. I'm like, oh, shit. You must be f***ed, man. Like, what's he talking about? I didn't take him seriously at first. He comes driving down this way. He's like, you know what? I come to realize I'm Jesus Christ, and I can do anything I f***ing want to. And watch this. Bam! And he smashed into this f***ing guy right there. Pinned him in between that f***ing truck. And so I hop out. I look over, the guy's pinned there. I mean, like, freight train riders know this. Like, if you get pinned between something, do not f***ing move that shit, otherwise you bleed out. Like, motherfucker, I ran in, I grabbed the keys, he's f***ing sitting there like nothing even happened. And like, f***ing, like, man, if you started driving that car around again, man, there would have been a hell of a lot of bodies around here. I hop on out, and so I grabbed the bag, I threw it over by that pole right there, and then buddy gets out, and these two women are trying to help him. He runs up and he grabs one of them, man. Like, a guy that big can snap a woman's neck like a pencil stick. So I ran up behind him with a hatchet. Smash, smash, smash. Yeah.
The lady said you saved her life.
She was the one who got grabbed by that fucker. You know what? Is cool. That guy ain't. Shit.
How'd you get in his car? How did you?
I was hitchhiking. Well, good thing I was hitchhiking. Yeah, people say don't hitchhike. Well, this is what happens. Was, yeah, well, at least I was here.
So he did this on purpose?
Dude, that guy was fucking cooked out, man. Like, he's beyond howley. Like, I don't even see any breath in him, you know what I'm saying?
Can I get your name and where you're from, if you don't mind?
I'm Kai.
Kai? Can I get spelling for you, buddy?
Straight out of Dogtown, K-A-I.
K-A-I, do you have a last name?
No, bro, I don't have anything.
Where are you from originally? Are you from Fresno area?
Sophia, West Virginia.
No kidding. How old are you?
I can't call it.
Okay.
Yeah, bro. So for obvious reasons, this interview went super viral, kind of like that Sweet Brown Cold Pop thing. You know what I'm talking about. People remixed it into a song.
People say don't hitchhike. Well, good thing I was hitchhiking. That woman was in danger. So I ran up behind him with a hatchet. Smash, smash, smash. Yeah, yeah. If he started driving that car again, there'd be a hell of a lot of bodies around here.
Kai was even on the Jimmy Kimmel show.
Hi, welcome. How are you?
Excellent. How about yourself?
I'm doing good, thank you. You know, a lot of people are calling you a hero because you thwarted that crazy guy, right?
Well, there's not so much difference between him and who they sell as Jesus anyways, is there?
Well, I don't know. I haven't met him. Did he have a beard?
No. No, he's a fat, rich white guy.
Now, you obviously millions of people have seen this video on the...
fat, rich people. No, fat, white people. Yeah.
Yes, you're sitting next to one. You become very famous now from YouTube, haven't you? I mean, people are recognizing you.
Yep.
What do people say to you when they see you?
They say, "Hey, you're Kai. You're that dude with the hatchet." I'm like, not anymore. They took it from me. I was trying to build this really cool-ass treehouse with willow hoops, and like I was gonna make a dream catcher out of it, and put wood planks on the floor,
right?
And then have another little hoop above with the chains dangling down beneath that one, tied up to a tree so I could drape tarps across that.
Right.
And then on the inside, have like some bed sheets with some moss in there for insulation. Then you could put like a crab trap there on the inside of a hot water tank heater.
Right.
Yeah. You can burn some wood in there. That would be really awesome to go surfing like that.
And you were going to do all that with a hatchet? What, is this some magic hatchet that you have that you wave and things, contractors appear?
Nah, I'm just a badass.
So luckily no one was killed in this incident. Everyone recovered, and Jeff McBride was put into a mental facility. So you're probably wondering why I'm talking about this. Not many people know this. So just 3 months after this incident, Kai was charged with the first-degree murder of a high-profile New Jersey attorney named Joseph Gelfi. On Mother's Day of 2013, Kai posted this disturbing message on his Facebook page. What would you do if you woke up with a groggy head, metallic taste in your mouth, in a stranger's house, walked to the mirror, and seen dripping from the side of your face from your mouth, and started retching, realizing that someone had... Yeah. What would you do? Before I continue, I should probably tell you that before this incident where Gelfi was killed, Kai gave several interviews talking about how he was physically and sexually abused by multiple people as a child. He grew up in foster homes and just had a really tough life growing up. I will link those interviews in the description box below. But yeah, anyway, Kai was eventually arrested, and it was discovered that his real name was Caleb Lawrence Montgomery. He was a 24-year-old man from Canada. His family confirmed some of the abuse claims that Kai made, and they said that he illegally crossed into the border several years ago, and that they haven't been able to contact him since. So all this was way back in 2013, but Kai's trial for this murder didn't start till this year, 2019, April of 2019 actually, so just a few months ago. Kai pleaded self-defense. Kai's lawyer tried to explain that Kai awoke in this drug state to find this man on top of him trying to rape him, and so he killed him to defend himself. Some facts about this case are that the victim died from beatings to his skull and ribs. He was found in his underwear in his bed, and his semen was in his underwear. Kai also gave a statement to YouTube describing a lot of police corruption in this incident.
Type of people who want to know the truth. You have more in common with me than you realized before now. You've probably thought before this that some who are in positions of power have abused their power to prey on vulnerable people in society. You've probably even realized they form groups to cover for each other and get away with things. So how would you feel if, after a lawyer drugs and rapes you, and you fight him off while under the influence of date-rape drugs, he dies from his injuries? But then you're arrested by the head prosecutor, who's friends with the rapist, and brought before a judge whose boss, the head judge, was the rapist's former law partner. They make fun of you instead of taking you for a drug analysis or rape kit. And they let the rapist's brother, the chief of police, into an active crime scene where evidence is destroyed by the investigators. The dishwasher got run in an active crime scene, destroying evidence of drugs in drink glasses, before they were even told that the rapist had slipped drugs into a drink glass. So at least one of the investigators knew how the rapist Galfy was drugging hitchhikers, not to mention knowing he was doing it in the first place. They destroyed the carpet the rape happened on. They destroyed video of me cutting my hair before going to the rapists. They even brought beer bottles from the house to the crime lab 2 months later to rinse out any drug residue. That's known as framing someone. Me, to be exact. And they must have thought, this dumb hippie hitchhiker is too stupid and isolated to do anything about it. But you and me, friends, we also got in common that I'm not stupid. I took one look at the crime scene photos showing the evidence they destroyed, a double take at their brazen admissions in their police reports, and I was like, hell the fuck no. I posted them on Facebook. I filed federal lawsuits. I went to the press, because this isn't the golden age of raping hitchhikers and sweeping it under the rug anymore. This is the age of Twitter and exposing creeps to do shit like this. They're trying to say you can't defend yourself against rape anymore. The law says you can, and so can I. So if you don't fight them, they'll take that away from us. So here I am, exposing these creeps for not only myself and you, but for our families and the next generation of innocent travelers. But I'm just one man, and I need your help. Without your presence, without your voice calling them out on their corruption, they'll steamroll over the underdog like they've done to hundreds, if not thousands, of poor travelers before me. So I think if you spread the truth online, if you help me expose them, together we can make a change. But hey, what do I know? I'm only a man.
That statement is from wavywebsurf's video on this case. I will link that video below also. It's really good. You should definitely check it out. Prosecution, they gave no motive in this case of why Kai would kill this guy. There was nothing stolen from this guy's house. Kai didn't rob him. There was no reason for him to kill him. But they said that the murder was premeditated, that Kai had taken steps to cover his tracks, and they also said that Kai had consensual sex with the 73-year-old lawyer.
Sure, Jan.
Apparently, during the trial, Kai had a lot of outbursts protesting his innocence. I mean, what do you expect? Does he look like the kind of guy who's gonna sit down and be quiet and polite? But it probably didn't help his case any, because to people in the courtroom, that can come off as someone who is unhinged and doesn't really have control over themselves. So after just a month, the trial ended and Kai was found guilty of first-degree murder, and the judge sentenced him to 57 years in prison.
The man known as Kai the Hitchhiker has been sentenced to 57 years in prison. 30-year-old Caleb Kai McGillvary received his punishment in Union County Superior Court, New Jersey today. He was found guilty of murder in the 2013 beating death of a Clark attorney. 73-year-old Joseph Galfy's body was found in his home. The two men reportedly met in Times Square. McGillvary became an internet celebrity in 2013 after an interview with a California TV station in which he talked about saving people threatened by a man with a hatchet.
So this feels all kinds wrong to me. I really believe that this guy is innocent. And I don't mean Casey Anthony innocent, where there's not enough evidence. I mean that I really do believe this guy was raped and shouldn't be in jail. I don't know if the guy was literally raping him when he killed him. I think maybe what was posted on Facebook, it was more closer to the truth. But the victim was found on his bed, so maybe he literally was in the act when Kai killed him. You have to remember, this guy was sexually abused as a kid, so the way he might react to a rape might be different than the way the rest of us might react to it. This guy was also homeless and in the house of a really high-profile attorney, so you can maybe understand why he didn't call the police right away. And he says when he did tell them about the rape, they laughed about it. So I've become a pretty good judge of character doing these kinds of videos. Usually in the first 5 to 10 minutes of watching these people on screen or reading about them or just seeing their picture, I can pretty much tell if something's off about them, and there usually is. And there's something off about Kai too, but not in a bad, like, deadly way. While I was working on this story, I watched a lot of videos and read a lot of articles, and Kai is a genuinely good person. When he was on the Jimmy Kimmel show, they put him up in this really lavish hotel, and Kai decided it was too nice for him, and he gave it to another homeless person who he felt needed it more, and he slept on the street. He's also been arrested a few times for stealing from corporations like Walmart. Not for himself, but he would steal food and stuff and then give it to other homeless people. Almost like a Robin Hood type of character. So Kai is currently appealing his sentence, but if you know anything about American court systems, you know that charges like this almost never get overturned on appeal. You have to have a really good lawyer or some kind of politician behind you to even stand a chance for it. And Kai doesn't have money, he doesn't have a healthy relationship with his family, he really doesn't have anyone to help him. The only people he has is you. So I'm gonna put a link to his legal Facebook page below. You can donate money to his legal defense there. You can also see who you can write, see things you can do that don't involve money, and just help get this innocent guy out of jail. Share this video, write the hashtag #FreeKai or Justice for Kai on all your social media, and yeah, let's all try to help get this innocent man out of jail. Alright, I will see you guys very soon. Bye.